I want a revenge. I want to be winner. I want to win him. But I mean that I lost, and I don't like it. I want to win. I want to prove myself that I could win him.
All athletes doesn't like to lose, and they want revenge.
A little bit different. I still want to be undisputed, and now I want to revenge.
Исполнительского мастерства, что на сегодняшний день я считаю, что это.
Dmitry Bivol is determined to reclaim his titles in the upcoming rematch with Artur Beterbiev, seeking to complete his journey of redemption. However, Chris Algieri expressed his excitement for the upcoming fight, calling it action-packed from start to finish. He singled out the main event, acknowledging that while it might not have the same intensity as their first fight, it's still a very important match. Algieri pointed out how important this fight is for the light heavyweight rankings and pound-for-pound standings, noting that with such high-level competition, it's a must-watch event for fans.
I love this card top to bottom. You got the main event, which, listen, compared to the last fight, obviously what we saw in the first fight, it's not going to be a gangbusters type fight. But it's a very important fight for the weight class, for the divisions, for the pound-for-pound rankings. So the level of that main event is humongous.
Bivol's sparring partners and training camp team are fueling his confidence ahead of the rematch with Artur Beterbiev, eagerly anticipating an even better performance from him this time around.
Don't think about it at all. No. We just working.
Feeling great. Yeah, feeling great, focused, just ready to go.
Carl Froch, excited for the rematch, mentioned that only true boxing fans understood the details of the first fight between Beterbiev and Bivol. Froch said he had Bivol ahead on his scorecard, which made him even more eager for the rematch.
But for the purist and the people that understand boxing, that realise what they were watching, would have been on the edge of the seat, mesmerised by the skill level and the quality of both operators. Now, Bivol didn't get the decision. I thought he'd won when I watched it on the night. Beterbiev obviously won. He's unbeaten. Most of his fights have come by knockout.
He also offered some advice to Bivol, urging him to stay focused in the later rounds. Froch pointed out that Bivol didn't do enough in the final 3 rounds of their first fight, while Beterbiev kept up the pressure. He reminded Bivol that judges often favor the fighter who finishes strong, which could have been a factor in his close loss in the first fight.
I think Bivol maybe needs to look a bit more interested, if that's fair, towards the end of the fight. Maybe around 10, 11 and 12, I think he needs to get more shots off because he finished slow. Beterbiev put it on him a little bit more. It looked like he wanted to be in there a bit more. It looked like he was trying to win and trying to get that victory, and the judges do like that.
Moreover, Roy Jones Jr. praised Beterbiev for his mix of power and aggression, calling his punching strength a major part of his success. He also admired Beterbiev's ability to stay calm and focused in the ring, not showing any emotion. Jones found Beterbiev's poise, combined with his ability to land strong punches, very impressive.
Mainly just his power. His power along with his aggression and with his subtle face. He never changes his expression, which is a beautiful thing.
Bivol has been training hard in his camp, working tirelessly to prepare for the rematch. Every training session shows his commitment as he focuses on improving his skills. He's been fine-tuning his speed, accuracy, and ring intelligence, making sure he's ready to face Artur Beterbiev with even better performance in the upcoming fight.
I have to be better in all positions. Everything I have to do better. I have to be better Dmitry Bivol than today or yesterday.
Callum Smith believes the rematch between Bivol and Beterbiev will be similar to their first fight. He expects there will be moments when Beterbiev's constant pressure will be tough for Bivol to handle, but also times when Bivol's technique and speed will shine. Smith mentioned that in their first fight, Bivol managed to do well with his boxing skills. However, Smith is worried about Beterbiev's age, especially since he just turned 40 and recently had a very tough fight, possibly the hardest of his career. Smith wonders how much longer Beterbiev's body can keep up at this point in his career.
I think it'll be very similar to the first fight. I think there'll be parts where Beterbiev's pressure is a little bit too much, and there'll be parts where Bivol's boxing ability and sharpness is having a lot of success, which I think we've seen both times in the first fight. I don't know, it's the age question again. Beterbiev was 40 a few weeks ago, and that was a tough fight, probably the toughest one of his career. And how much can your body?
Smith thinks that the longer they wait for the fight, the more rested Bivol will be, which might work in his favor. He believes Bivol will be able to handle Beterbiev's pressure as the fight goes on, making it a very close match. In the end, Smith leans towards Bivol, thinking his freshness will give him an edge in a tight and competitive fight.
Take at that age, and I don't know, I just think the longer we're waiting to fight, I think Bivol's that little bit fresher. I think he might have a little bit more success and be able to weather the storm late on, and I think it'll be a very, very close fight, but I'm just leaning towards Bivol being that little bit fresher.
Teofimo Lopez predicted that Beterbiev would win again, but hoped Bivol would perform better this time. Teofimo thought Beterbiev might hurt Bivol more this time, but acknowledged Bivol's strong technique in their first fight. He noted that while Bivol showed solid skills, he didn't have enough toughness in the later rounds. Teofimo expects an exciting match overall.
Who you got February 22nd? Bivol or Beterbiev? I think same outcome, Beterbiev. But rooting for Bivol. Hopefully he does better than the first time. If anything, I think Beterbiev is gonna hurt Bivol this time around. But kudos to Bivol, man. He boxed very well, but he just didn't show enough grit in the last championship rounds. It's a great fight.
Callum Smith also mentioned that the first fight was so close it could have gone either way. He feels Bivol has the potential to do better in the rematch, especially since he now knows he can take Beterbiev's power. Smith added that rematches often lead to slight changes in strategy, so both fighters might come back with some new ideas. Ultimately, it will come down to who adjusts better, making the rematch unpredictable and exciting.
Cool one, do you think?
So far to be, I think it'll be similar, because I don't think anyone could have argued with the first fight if it went either way, and I think you might see a similar close. I think they're just very evenly matched. I think it could be hard to pick.
Do you think Bivol can perform better than he did in the first fight?
I don't know, because I thought he boxed very well early on. I don't know, maybe he obviously believed he could take the power, but I think now he knows he can. I don't know whether he was hurt and never really showed much, but I don't know. I think both will probably take belief from the first fight, knowing they've been here and done it. And I don't know. I think that's the good thing about rematches. It's who's going to better the game. I think we may see a better version of Bivol, but you may see a better version of Beterbiev as well. So it's a lot of the time rematches are like a blank slate again. You've got to both go away and rethink and come back with maybe slightly different tactics, but it's an interesting one.
Frank Warren is really excited about the upcoming rematch, calling it an exciting battle between two of the best light heavyweights in the world. He talked about their first fight, highlighting the great skills both fighters showed. Warren is sure the rematch will be just as thrilling and highly anticipated, promising another intense and skilled fight for fans.
What would your pick out be? Obviously the big one at Beterbiev and Bivol, the rematch.
Well, it's a great fight. The two best two light heavyweights in the world. Last time round, it was an excellent fight. They displayed all their skills. It's a rematch.
Bivol has made it clear that, at this moment, his sole focus is on getting revenge. He's fully determined to settle the score and prove himself in the upcoming rematch, making it evident that nothing else matters to him right now.
As an athlete, all athletes doesn't like to lose.
A little bit different. I still want to be undisputed, and now I want to revenge.
And they want revenge. Always when they lose, they want to find what was wrong, what I did wrong.
I want revenge. I want to be winner. I want to win him. But I mean that I lost, and I don't like it. I want to win. I want to prove myself that I could win him.
Lonnie B predicted that Beterbiev would stop Bivol in the rematch, saying Beterbiev was rushed back too soon after surgery before their first fight. He expects Beterbiev to change his approach, focusing more on attacking Bivol's body early on. Lonnie B believes this strategy will gradually tire Bivol out, leading to a stoppage in the 9th or 10th round. He thinks focusing on body shots will set up a late finish for Beterbiev.
You obviously got Arthur in the rematch, right? By stoppage.
Yeah, I got Arthur. And no excuses, but I think Arthur came and fought too fast off that surgery. I think this fight he gonna stop. I think this fight he go to the body more. He gonna stop Bivol.
You think it will be early, or you think it's gonna be a long, late round fight that Bivol?
I think like probably 9 or 10. If Arthur starts to the body in the first round, I think he'd get him out of there about 9, 9 or 10.
Anthony Yarde believed that Beterbiev won the first fight, though it was close and could have gone either way. While some people felt the result was unfair, Yarde didn't see it as a robbery. Looking ahead to the rematch, he expected another win for Beterbiev, but suggested that focusing more on body shots could make a bigger impact this time.
I do think Beterbiev won the first fight. It was a close fight. People will start saying stuff about robbery. I don't know about all that. It was a very, very close fight. Could have went either way. And the second fight, I see Beterbiev winning again, if I'm honest. But this time, if he goes to the body a bit more, I think he can cause more damage.
Clifton Mitchell shared his opinion on a recent fight, saying that at first he thought Bivol had won, but after re-watching it on TV, he understood why the judges gave the win to Beterbiev. Mitchell explained that although Bivol fought well, he looked unsettled in the ring, with many of his punches blocked by Beterbiev's hands and gloves. Despite this, Mitchell expressed confidence in Beterbiev's skills and predicted that Beterbiev would win in future matchups.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go. Me and Scott Walsh are going to go over.
Well, finally, what's your prediction on that?
Beterbiev. When I was there, I thought Bivol won. When I was there watching the fight, I thought he won. I watched it on telly and I can see why they gave it to Beterbiev. Yeah. I can see why they gave it him. But there, because Bivol did it, but he did it like very uncomfortably. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And there, I think he was catching a lot on his hands and his gloves as well. So, yeah, we'll do that after. I'm definitely going back with Beterbiev.
Billy Dennis shared his thoughts on the first fight, saying that Beterbiev had a small lead, winning by 2 or 3 rounds early on. From his close view of the action, Dennis noticed that while Bivol tried to land combos at the end of rounds, Beterbiev avoided them and controlled the pace. He pointed out Beterbiev's constant pressure and powerful punches as key factors. Denise believes for Bivol to win the rematch, he needs to be more aggressive and stand his ground. He predicts Beterbiev will win by knockout this time.
Yeah, definitely, you have to fight with Beterbiev. If you can't box him, you've got to be very fit and very, very clever to outbox someone like that. The pressure, the cutting the ring off, he doesn't, all this and that. You've got to be very clever and very fit, because I've been there, sparred him. He does not stop. The pace doesn't slow down. So you've got to stand there and give him something to think, oh, I can't come forward. You need to give him something like that. And I think Bivol's going to try and do that, and that's where he's going to get caught in the crossfire, and then that's where it's going to be night-night.
Bivol is coming as a different animal now, as he now knows every flaw of his opponent. His training camp has been relentless, and his sparring sessions have been ruthless, showcasing that a different and better Bivol will face Artur Beterbiev. Eddie Hearn said that the first fight was not only thrilling but also incredibly close. While some may not think it was controversial, everyone can agree it was a tight contest. Hearn believes Bivol won the fight and emphasized the importance of settling things in the rematch. He also acknowledged Beterbiev as a top fighter and is confident that the rematch will be epic.
I mean, it's the only fight. The first fight was not just a great fight, but I mean, if you don't want to call it controversial, you can call it extremely competitive. I mean, for me, Dmitry won that fight, and we need to try and put it right. But Beterbiev's a great fighter, and I think the rematch would be an epic event.
Teddy Atlas, a former trainer turned pundit, broke down the first fight and explained why he's picking Bivol again, despite his loss. He said, "The reason I picked Bivol to win the first fight is the same reason I'm going to pick him now. Everyone thinks that Beterbiev is the guy that has the upper hand in the mental area because he's so mentally strong and mentally focused, and the other guy, Bivol, is more skillful athletically." He added, "But Bivol is the guy who's mentally together, who's mentally strong. That guy is mentally strong. That guy is determined. That guy is a monster. I think Bivol is a monster in his mind too. I think he's mentally strong in his mind too. And I think that he's learned things from the last fight." David Benavidez thought Bivol deserved the win in the first fight. He agreed it was a close contest but felt Bivol controlled most rounds with his sharp combinations. Looking ahead to a rematch, Benavidez believes Bivol could win again, although he admitted both fighters are top level and may change their strategies. While he wasn't sure the rematch would unfold the same way, Benavidez was confident that Bivol would still win if it did.
I thought Bivol won that fight, to be honest with you. It was a close fight. It could have went. Couldn't have went either way. I feel like Bivol won most of the rounds. He controlled most of the rounds, and his combination punching was better.
Do you think he wins the rematch?
I think he does.
Yeah. Is it different, or do you think it's more?
I mean, I don't know, because both those fighters are both high caliber fighters, so they can make adjustments. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be the same fight or not. But if it's the same fight, I feel like Bivol wins.
Teddy Atlas also pointed out that both fighters will have learned a lot from their first encounter. He said he got answers to questions that he didn't have the answers to going in. He wasn't 100% sure that he could handle the boogeyman. Nobody's ever sure. Nobody, no matter how you project. And he projected a stoic projection because he is strong mentally, but inside I know he still had to wonder, can I handle the boogeyman? He got the answer. He finished by saying now he knows he can be in there with the boogeyman. I think that internally it will make a difference with him, where he'll be more consistent in certain areas, where he may have moved too much and allowed Beterbiev to push him back and steal ends of rounds by keeping him defensive. Now, he'll be able to get a good mixture of movement and punching. I will go with Bivol in the rematch. Jose Benavidez Sr. believes the rematch will be just as close as the first. He feels both fighters gave their best in the first fight, with their styles matching well. Benavidez thinks Bivol's speed, movement, and defense will give him the edge. He believes Bivol barely won the first fight and can do it again if he stays smart and avoids Beterbiev's big punches.
Bivol, I think it's going to be kind of the same fight. It's going to be a really close fight. We've seen everything. Both of them were trying to do the best that they could. Both of them, the styles, kind of like work for each other. And I believe in the first fight, Bivol won. I think this fight, I think Bivol can win again. He's a little bit faster. He has more movement, and Beterbiev, he hits hard, and he's probably waiting for that big shot. And Bivol, hopefully he doesn't stay in front of him and get hit with a big shot. So I think I see the same fight.
Benavidez Sr. agreed that the fight was very close and could have easily ended in a draw. While he respects the judge's decision to give Bivol the win, he personally thinks Bivol just did enough to edge it out. For the rematch, Benavidez expects another close fight but is confident Bivol can win again.
Yeah, Bivol by a little, I think he won by 1 point. Like I said, it was a very close fight. Either, to me, it could have been a tie, but, they gave it to Beterbiev. So at the end of the day, I'm not a judge, but in my mind, I thought he did enough to just win that fight by a little bit.
Canelo Alvarez shared his excitement for the potential rematch, calling it an amazing fight. He praised both fighters as elite-level talents and thought the rematch would be just as thrilling as their first fight. When asked if he would fight at light heavyweight again, Canelo didn't rule it out, saying he might consider it in the future.
And just one more from me, Beterbiev Bivol, the rematch. What a great fight that is in Saudi. How do you see that playing out, Saudi?
It's going to be a really good fight again. Both are great fighters
Do you see yourself fighting a light heavyweight again?
Do you think I'm blowing
maybe.
Let's follow Dr.
Tony Bellew predicted Bivol would win by decision in the rematch. He believed Bivol was the better boxer in the first fight, but Beterbiev's constant pressure and work rate, especially in the later rounds, gave him the upper hand. Bellew agreed the fight was close, saying, I do think it will be a different outcome with Bivol winning on points. Once again, I thought the first could have gone either way. I thought Bivol was the better boxer on the night, but I thought Beterbiev pressed the whole night, and he outpunched him. He just outworked him, and I think the championship rounds in that fight were big. Bellew praised Bivol's boxing skills, saying he would learn from his past experience. He also mentioned that if Beterbiev wins again, he could face Jai Opetaia, adding, I did like Bivol's boxing, so Bivol has shown us he has the ability. I think he'll learn his lesson from the first fight, but if Beterbiev is successful again, then I think he could take on Jai Opetaia. Hamza Shiraz predicted that Bivol would win by unanimous decision in the rematch. He sees Bivol as a top fighter and praised the high quality of the fights on the card. Shiraz also expressed his gratitude for being part of the event, thanking His Excellency for the opportunity.
Produced the goods. The main event, I think Beterbiev is going to win via unanimous decision. But then again, listen, Bivol's a top fighter, so it's a great. All the fights are great fights, man. So it's just a massive honour to be a part of it. So a massive thank you to His Excellency for giving the opportunity.
So what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about the rematch? We would love to hear your thoughts, so make sure to share your thoughts in the comment section. And subscribe if you enjoyed the video.